3-0 at half-time. Gyökeres with 2 goals and an assist. Saka with a goal and an assist on his first Premier League start since March. Arsenal resting Odegaard and Havertz and still suffocating a Premier League side into near total submission. 14 shots to 2, 6 shots on target to 0, 24 touches in the opposition penalty box to 1, 24 to 1. This was not a football match, this was a statement. And the timing of it, 3 days before Atlético Madrid come to the Emirates, makes it one of the most significant 90 minutes of Arsenal's entire season. Let us break all of it down. Remember what Thierry Henry said on CBS Sports. He looked down the camera and told the world that Arsenal do not create a lot, that they play a certain way, set pieces, solidity, discipline, and that people needed to accept it because that is simply who they are under Arteta. Henry was in the stands at the Emirates today. He watched Arsenal play 45 minutes of football that produced 3 goals, 14 shots, 279 completed passes and 24 touches inside the opposition penalty area. He watched Bukayo Saka return from a long injury absence and immediately produce a goal and an assist. He watched Victor Gyökeres score twice and set one up, involved in every single goal before the break. The greatest player in Arsenal's history was in those stands watching his club respond to his words, not with press conferences or interviews, but with football. With the kind of first-half performance that makes the do not create a lot conversation feel like it belongs to a different team entirely. Henry does not attend matches casually. His presence at the Emirates today during a title race during a Champions League semi-final week added a layer of significance to the occasion that is impossible to ignore. Arsenal are chasing history, and history was watching from the stands. Now let us talk about Victor Gyökeres, because what he did today belongs in the record books. Squawka confirmed it. Gyökeres became the first Arsenal player to score 20 or more goals across all competitions in their debut season at the club since Alexis Sanchez achieved 25 in 2014-15. More than that, he is only the 3rd Premier League player to reach 20 or more goals in all competitions this season, behind Erling Haaland and Eder Thiago. Think about what that means. He is in the same bracket as Haaland as a player in his first season at a new club, adapting to a new league, a new system, new teammates, and not just adapting, performing at a level that puts him 3rd in the entire Premier League for goal output across all competitions. The Sanchez comparison will resonate deeply with Arsenal supporters. Sanchez was a transformational figure during his time at the club, electric, unpredictable, a genuine match winner. For Gyökeres to match that standard in his first campaign is not just impressive, it is extraordinary. His first half numbers against Fulham told the full story. 5 touches inside the opposition box, 3 shots, all 3 on target, 2 goals, 1 assist, involved in every single Arsenal goal before half-time. The efficiency is almost offensive. Every time he touched the ball in a dangerous area, something happened. Every shot found the target. Fulham had no answer for him. And right now, with the Champions League second leg days away, it is genuinely hard to imagine Atlético Madrid having an answer either. But the story of today is not just Gyökeres. The story of today is Bukayo Saka, his first Premier League start since March. A goal and an assist. His first such direct contribution in a league game since November 2024 against West Ham. Since that November match, Arsenal supporters have been waiting, hoping, willing him back to this level. And today he arrived. Not cautiously, not tentatively, but decisively. A goal, an assist, and the kind of intelligent movement that changed the shape of the game, even when he was not directly touching the ball. ESPN described the way Saka created Gyökeres' goal, his movement leaving his defender in an awkward position before finding Gyökeres in space. It was not pace that created the chance, it was intelligence. Saka read the problem the defender faced before the defender had solved it, and he exploited that split-second gap. That is what elite players do. They see the game one moment ahead of everyone else. The BBC Match of the Day account celebrated his return with clear excitement, and when that platform reacts that way to a performance, it reflects something genuinely significant. This was not a player edging his way back to fitness. This was a player announcing himself as a decisive force at exactly the moment the season demands it most. His career numbers at Arsenal now stand at 79 goals and 70 assists in 308 appearances, 149 combined goal involvements, a direct contribution to a goal roughly every 2 games across his entire time at the club, and he is still only at the beginning of what should be a long and extraordinary career. Mo Salah said this week that he expects Arsenal to win the Premier League. His reasoning was specific: 4 or 5 years together, a strong bond, quality. He pointed to the collective, to the continuity, to the culture Arteta has built. And his acknowledgement that it is very challenging showed the honest respect of a professional who competes at the same level and understands what Arsenal are attempting. When Saka plays like this, Salah's assessment makes complete sense. Because Saka is not just a player for Arsenal, he is the embodiment of everything Arteta has built. The academy product who became the heartbeat of a title-challenging Champions League semi-final squad. When he performs at this level, the entire team elevates with him. Today was proof of exactly that. Now let us talk about the tactical picture, because what Arteta did today was not just win a football match, it was a masterclass in squad management at the most demanding point of a season. Martin Odegaard was behind the substitutes bench, Kai Havertz was beside him. Two of Arsenal's most important players rested for a Premier League game that the team won 3-0 at half-time. The decision to start Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield was the most revealing detail of the day. Arteta said of Lewis-Skelly that he has been patient, extremely understanding about the situation, and that he deserves another chance because every time he has played, he has done really well. That quote is important for 2 reasons. First, it tells you how Arteta manages people as well as tactics. He sees the human being, not just the footballer. Lewis-Skelly waited. He stayed professional. He stayed ready. And Arteta honoured that with a start in a significant fixture. Second, and this is the critical point, Lewis-Skelly started in a game Arsenal won 3-0 at half-time. That is not a token appearance. That is genuine trust validated by the result. The Calafiori and Trossard combination is the other tactical detail worth examining closely. Daily AFC confirmed that today was the 5th time they started together this season and the first in 6 months. Arsenal have remained unbeaten in every single game the two have started together. 5 starts, 5 games unbeaten. That is not coincidence. That is a pattern Arteta clearly identified and chose to deploy deliberately today. What the combination offers is a blend of Calafiori's defensive intelligence and Trossard's creative aggression that functions in a specific harmony when they are both active. The fact that Arteta reunited them on this particular day, with the Champions League second leg 3 days away, tells you this was a calculated selection decision with a very clear purpose. And the VAR moment, a goal disallowed for Calafiori's offside in the 29th minute, is the detail that reveals the most about this squad's mentality. A goal is celebrated, the crowd lifts, and then it is taken away. For a less mentally strong group, that moment could derail the rhythm of an entire first half. Arsenal did not crumble. They did not hesitate. They continued pressing, continued creating, and still went into the break at 3-0. That is a championship mentality, not talked about, demonstrated. Now we need to address Diego Simeone directly, because his words after the first leg in Madrid are the most important context for everything that comes on Tuesday. Simeone said, as the game went on, they noticed Arsenal's fatigue. He said the weight of going for the Premier League, trying to win the Champions League, all of that accumulated, and Atlético picked up. Simeone is not guessing. He is one of the most experienced and tactically precise managers in world football. When he says he noticed fatigue in Arsenal's performance, he is reporting what he observed in real time through one of the sharpest coaching minds in the game. He has won league titles. He has reached Champions League finals. He does not make observations like this without basis. And here is the uncomfortable truth. He is not wrong. Arsenal were visibly better in the first half at the Wanda Metropolitano than they were in the second. Gyökeres was exceptional before the break, then neutralised by Atlético's half-time tactical adjustment. The team lost shape and control for a period of 20 to 25 minutes in the second half. And they were carrying the weight of a Premier League title race on top of a Champions League semi-final. The schedule compounds this. Arsenal played Newcastle the weekend before the first leg, then Madrid, now Fulham, then Atlético at the Emirates on Tuesday. 3 demanding fixtures in less than 7 days. Simeone's promise is explicit. If Arsenal show fatigue again on Tuesday, Atlético will pick up exactly as they did in the second half at the Metropolitano. What today showed is that Arteta has understood this challenge and is acting on it. Resting Odegaard and Havertz, starting Lewis-Skelly, managing the squad's energy across the week rather than burning everything in the Premier League match, The 3-0 half-time score against Fulham without two of the most important players not in the starting lineup is the clearest possible evidence that this squad is deep enough to absorb those decisions without dropping performance levels. If Arsenal see out today professionally, they go into Tuesday with 3 points added to the title race, key players rested, and the confidence of a dominant performance behind them. They go into the Emirates' second leg in the best possible physical and psychological condition. Simeone's warning is real, the fatigue is real, the challenge is real. What is also real is that Arteta has seen it, understood it, and is managing it as intelligently as any elite coach in European football could. Odegaard's captain's notes in the matchday programme completed the picture. He wrote that the energy is great at the training ground, that everyone is feeling they are close to something really big, and that gives extra energy and extra fire every day. He spoke about the Newcastle nerves, acknowledging the anxiety supporters felt in those final minutes, and offered something genuine from inside the dressing room. When you are playing, he said, you are so focused on your job that you do not think about anything else. You think about your job and do whatever you can. That is not a player dismissing the pressure. That is a player explaining how elite professionals convert pressure into focus. The anxiety supporters feel at 3-0 up in the final minutes against Newcastle is the same energy that professional players channel into concentration and execution. Odegaard is telling the fan base that the players are not overwhelmed by the occasion. They are ready for it. That message, delivered through the official matchday programme by the captain before kick-off, carries a different weight to any post-match quote. It was leadership. It was communication. It was the right thing said at the right moment, in the right way. Here is the full picture of where Arsenal stand right now. They dominated a Premier League side 3-0 at half-time while resting their captain and one of their key attacking players. Victor Gyökeres is now in the top 3 Premier League scorers across all competitions, the first Arsenal player to reach 20 goals in a debut season since Alexis Sanchez. Bukayo Saka has returned from a long absence to immediately produce the kind of performance that changes games. The squad is deep enough to absorb squad rotation without dropping levels. And Mikel Arteta is managing the most demanding period of this club's recent history with the tactical and human intelligence of an elite manager operating at the peak of his powers. Diego Simeone watched the first leg and saw fatigue. He promised Atlético would pick up if it returned in the second leg. What today suggested is that Arteta heard that warning and answered it with selection, with rotation, with a performance that said the tank is not empty. Mo Salah expects Arsenal to win the Premier League. Simeone's own team is giving Arsenal the respect of full tactical preparation for the second leg. The Opta models rate them as the most likely Champions League winners remaining. Thierry Henry was in the stands today watching his club chase the kind of history that his era defined. Tuesday is coming. The Emirates will be full. The atmosphere will be electric. Atlético Madrid will come to North London knowing a draw takes them through. Arsenal must win. Everything this squad has built, every result, every rotation decision, every training session, every captain's note, every conversation about mentality and focus and belief comes down to 90 minutes on Tuesday night. Based on everything we have seen today, they are ready. Stay with Arsenal.